If a woman is telling you a coffee date is her standard, she's a whore. She's materialistic.
Are women dating men just to get other women's attention? Hey, yo, before you answer, y'all gotta check this video out, because Shorty is saying that women with high standards are only doing that to get other women attention.
At some point, men have to realize the women today are not dating you because they want you. They are dating you because they want the things that you can provide. And if you cannot provide for them, they don't want you. Women are not going on dates because they want the date. They are going on a date because they want to take pictures. They want to record the food. They are doing that because they want to have an image to portray to other women. They're gay. They're gay. A woman who is complaining that you want to take her on a coffee date, she's gay. She wants to be with a woman. I don't care. Because a coffee date is not a standard. How you talk to me is a standard. How you pull out my chair is a standard. How soft you are with me is a standard. The restaurant you choose is not the standard. Because you could be the richest man and you could still disrespect me. You could afford to buy me a yacht, but if you don't talk to me softly, that's my standard. If you don't communicate with me in a way that helps my emotions understand you, that is my standard. I find it weird. I find it weird how all the prostitutes, all the women that sell themselves for material gains because they don't have the internal look, is with the most to say. If a woman is telling you a coffee date is her standard, she's a whore.
Y'all get the point. I'm gonna stop it right there. But one thing I agree with wholeheartedly is sometimes people get caught up in the wrong things. You worry about how much he's spending on the date, but are you focusing on how he's treating you while on the date? Is he pulling out your chair? Is he opening the car door? Is he courteous? Like, that's a good one. I agree with her 1,000% on that. The price of what he spent on the date, being wherever he took you to, location or food, should not outweigh how you getting treated, man. Leave it in the comments, but I'm about to get into this shit a little bit more. First of all, I'm a coffee date guy across the board. That first date is an audition. It's not about how much money you can spend. It's about you figuring out if you like that woman or not and you willing to invest in her. I'm all for the low level date to start things out. I'm paying for the Danish and the coffee, of course, but this is about conversation. I want to see where your head's at. I want to see where you're going. I want to see your plan. I want to see how you raise your kids, how you feel about religion. All the questions that you need to ask leading up to if you even want to pursue a serious relationship with that person. And that doesn't involve how much money you have. That doesn't involve how much you spending. Let's get this hard out the way to see if we want to move forward. That's somebody dating for marriage, which I was at the time. So if you're not dating for marriage, you're just dating to hook up, hey, to each his own. But Shorty, she got a point. That is a red flag. If somebody's dating and trying to get you to jump through hoops and they taking videos, everything, they're taking pictures of everything, that person genuinely might not like you. They might just be dating you for the highlight reel. And sometimes the highlight reel is impressing other women. But I never thought that women could really be gay and like, let me just have a fly Instagram that might attract another female. So that's crazy to even think that. Y'all think that's true? Y'all think she was just exaggerating, trying to get her point off? But women definitely will have you front a bill to get that Instagram popping, taking you to places or having you take them to places they never been before. And that's my thing. It's a difference between a standard and somebody trying to show out. And we don't never have that conversation because a lot of women and men are trying to show off. You taking me to a 5-star restaurant. You want me to take you want me to take you to a 5-star restaurant that you can't afford to take yourself. And we don't talk about that. Everybody online talking about, yeah, he got to be able to spend that, put pressure on it. Everybody be online talking about, yeah, he got to apply pressure. But I'm like, I don't want to apply pressure you never had before. Hey, before I take you out, I remember where I picked you up. That's the rule of thumb. You know what I mean? If I picked you up in a dark alley or in the trenches, you going to Applebee's. You 2 for $20, and because why take you to shrimp and lobster and a bunch of food you can't pronounce when this is luxury to you? You've never been to Ruby Tuesdays like I'm about to take you to Ruby Tuesdays. You never been to the Outback like I'm about to take you to the Outback. I'm talking about bloomin' onions, no question. Honey butter rolls, no question. Cheddar biscuits, no question. You know what I mean? You ain't got to look with your friend and share an entree. That's your plate today. You get your own plate when you dealing with me. You taking a chick to Ruth Chris. Why? She don't deserve that lobster mac and cheese. Mac and cheese, when she had mac and cheese for dinner the other night, why you getting her a side dish she had for a main meal the other night, man? That's a conversation for another day. But yo, leave it in the comments, man. Yo, fellas, Are you pro cheap date? Ladies, does a cheap date matter? What's the most important thing on that first date? Leave it in the comments, man. I want to know. I want to know. Because I feel like it's communication. Everything in that first date should be about communication. Less about the money, more about the communication. If you even want to get into what y'all do for a living, that's on y'all. I really don't even like to bring up what we do for a living or how we get money until I feel like I want to pursue a relationship, man. Because to be honest, when somebody asks you what you do for a living, they just trying to gauge how much respect to give you. If you're a doctor, they're going to approach you differently if you say you were a painter or a photographer or so on and so forth. You know what I mean? So leave all that out the way until y'all really get to know each other, man. Then y'all can move forward asking y'all those tough questions that might change how someone views you. You know what I mean? One, people ask you what you do for a living before they ask you that you got kids. That's crazy. I don't care what you do for a living. If you got 18, 19 kids, I don't care if you work with Steve Jobs. I don't want nothing to do with it.